Hi, this is Brendan from Lotto Training, and in this video I'm going to demonstrate and explain how to do the straight line reverse. First of all, I'm going to be reversing back 25 to 30 meters in a straight line, and I will be no further than 0.5 of a meter away from the curb, so within 0.5 of a meter. I've lined myself up here next to the curb at the moment, and I would be in that distance. And I'm in a Suzuki Swift at the moment. It's a manual. I can see in my left wing mirror the two door handles, one in the bottom right of the mirror and one halfway up on the right of the mirror, line up nicely with the divide between the concrete and the bitumen. I'm going to try and maintain that all the way back. Also, I'm going to be monitoring 360 degrees around the vehicle, but I will be primarily looking out the rear of the vehicle, which is the back window. I'll be looking for potential hazards such as vehicles, bicycles, pedestrians, etc. If I see anyone come up the street in any sort of vehicle or pedestrian, I will stop and give way to those. The reversing vehicle gives way to everybody. My speed during this maneuver will be slow. I will not be rushing. My steering will be, as much as possible, keeping that steering wheel nice and straight. It's very important for a driver to start the straight line reverse in the correct position. So urge your students to line that up, move forward a little bit more if required. A good setup leads to success, or a greater chance of success during the maneuver. So when I'm holding the steering wheel in this maneuver, I've got two options. Option one is I have two hands on the wheel, the left hand on the left side of the wheel, the right hand on the right side of the wheel, and then turning my body or slightly swiveling in the seat and looking over my left shoulder predominantly in the direction of travel. Option two is I slightly loosen the seat belt, swivel a little bit in the seat, brace with my left hand either on the seat or sometimes in the console is another place, and I put my right hand up approximately at 12 o'clock or thereabouts on the top of the wheel. I look over my left shoulder out the back window primarily, and I just again gently go back, nice and steady, nice easy clutch release. Sometimes on this maneuver, reverse gear can be a little bit quick, so the driver must feather that clutch ever so gently so they don't lose control of the vehicle. If I drive straight into that curb and hit it or mount it with any degree of force, it can be a critical driving error. If I do slightly go away from the curb, I will turn the wheel ever so slightly to the left to bring the back wheels back in. I will then turn the wheel ever so slightly to the right, about 1 o'clock, to bring the front wheels back in, and then I will take the steering wheel back to 12 o'clock. If I'm heading towards the curb, I will turn the steering wheel to the left to about 11 o'clock ever so gently. Once I start to correct, I will then bring the steering wheel back to the right to 1 o'clock ever so gently to correct the front of the car, and then I will go back to 12 o'clock to correct as well. If I reverse back and only look in the left mirror for the entire part of the maneuver, it will be a critical driving error. That would mean I don't look over my left shoulder at all. So it'd be failure to observe and scan to the rear of the vehicle primarily. If I only use my reversing camera in the vehicle, same applies. If I only use my left mirror and my reversing camera, same applies again. Okay, so let's do the maneuver. So first of all, 6-point checks around the vehicle. Yes, we're all clear. Clutch goes in. Engage reverse gear. Foot on brake, handbrake off. Swivel to the correct position. Still monitoring for safety. Finding the friction point on the clutch. And reversing back ever so slightly. I'm just feathering the clutch, looking over my left shoulder. Occasional look up ahead for any traffic coming up the road. Over the left shoulder again. Little check to my left mirror, little check up ahead, back over the left shoulder. and I'm not using the accelerator, and I'm actually not using the brake at the moment. I'm in a Suzuki Swift, a little 5-speed. I'm just getting to the friction point of that clutch and just easing it out ever so slightly so that I can just control coming back. Once I've come back my 25 to 30 meters, complete stop, I'm just going to secure the handbrake for safety and go back to neutral. That's the completion of the straight line reverse maneuver.